Hello everyone and welcome to this WKO Coastal Training in Air. My name is Simon Millet. I'm a scientific engineer at Noveltis in France and I will be your trainer during this session. You will use a Jupyter notebook to see the turbidity due to inundation near Derna in Libya. You will also have a closer look of WKO's product, their structure, format, variable, and how to plot and explore them. A notebook is composed of different cells, and some of them have a code inside, which you have to run in order to execute your code. For example, this cell. To run a cell, you have two options. Either you click in this button here, or you use a keyboard shortcut Shift plus Enter. And if for any reason the kernel is not working, you click here and restart the kernel. And finally, if you want to explore more content in R or Python, you can follow this link where there are more content. And if you are problem, you can go to this link, the Help Center, or feel free to contact the user support. In this training, you session, we will have a closer look of satellite observation via L4 product and Sentinel-2 data. After exploring the netcdf file content, we will make a basic plot, then a comparison between different dates to see the effect of Storm Daniel, and then we will use Sentinel-2 data. On September 2023, Storm Daniel has had a large impact in Europe. Near Derna city in Libya, the storm caused two dams upstream to burst, releasing massive torrents of water and overwhelmed and inundate much of the city. This disaster impacted not only the human population, but also a fragile coastal and marine ecosystem of Derma, which may take years to recover. The floodwater eroded the landscape, carrying a large amount of soil, sand, and debris into the Mediterranean Sea, disrupting the natural sediment balance of the coastal environment. And the high turbidity level and pollutant reduced light penetration, negatively affected photosynthetic organisms like marine algae, seagrass, and phytoplankton. Moreover, the flood swept through industrial and residential area, carrying with them all chemical and waste, and the toxin in the water can be harmful or even fatal to fish, sea turtle, or other marine animals. This training will allow you to see the impact of inundation on turbidity around Derna city. We will use a satellite observation product and image of Sentinel-2. During this training, we are going to use R programming language in order to explore the dataset. But first, the notebook must be set up with all necessary available libraries. So we have to import 8 different modules here. RNetcdf, that is an interface for netcdf file format. ggplot2 is a system for declarative creating graphic. Dplyr, that is a library to manipulate data. RColorBoard, it is used for color palette in plot, NetCDF4 is interface for NetCDF. Grid Extra is a library for arranging multiple grid based. Lubricate to manipulate datetime data. And finally, raster that is useful for Sentinel-2 data is a packaging for reading, writing, and manipulate spatial data. Mm, So first we run vcell that import the library, load the library. There is a warning message here, but it is just to have information about the library. So if you use your own system and you have error, error message here, uh, maybe it is because some library are not installed. So you can install the library thanks to this command. Now we will see the data. So the data will be downloading from the Wiko data. Uh, you see the Wiko data. So if you want to have data, you click here in the plus, and then you select the product that you want. For example, in Mediterranean Sea, you see the L4 data that we use. Or if you want satellite Sentinel-2, you have the product here. So you select the folder and add to map, and here you can see the map, and it is possible to download the data. And you put the coordinate, etc., and request the data, and you see the job here after. But for visiting, the data is already downloading. We use here you have the characteristic of the data that is here in the folder data. You have observation data that is this one. So it is a Siemens product of high resolution Mediterranean Sea transparency. Um, you have a variable and the time period here. And the second data, it is Sentinel-2 data. So it is the time period in September 7, 12, and 17. The data here. But you don't have to download it. The file are already downloaded in Bitstream. But if you want to test, it is possible via from the Wiko data here. Link. First, we begin to open the data set, the first data set here. So we put the path for netcdf file. Hop, we tell, we run, then we load the netcdf file and print the data. We see there is three variable, chlorophyll, suspended matter, and turbidity here, and three dimension, latitude, longitude, and time. And here you have the global attribute. It is you have more information about the dataset. Then we access the data, so all the variable. thanks to ncvar get function. And if you want to visualize the variable, you can see the dimension, for example, for turbidity, that is longitude, latitude, and time. And if you want to see a value for one longitude and latitude and time, it is possible like this. It is possible to make to take the same with time, but you see, time is not a date, it is a number. So to convert the number to a date, you will use this cell. Um, in the dataset, we see that the unit it is a second since January 1970. So we put the origin here, and then you have the date. So now that the variable are all loaded, we will plot a map. So first is we determine the figure size, and then we create a data frame with longitude, latitude, and turbidity to use after the ggplot2 function. You can visualize the data frame that we have created with the longitude, latitude, and turbidity. Here, value are equal to none because it is value on land and not on the sea. And here it is the function, it is the cell for plotting. Or use ggplot, we add the data, the turbidity. Then we select the color bar. Uh, Here it is the line for general aesthetic option. We put the title. Um, Here it is the position of legend and of legend, and then we save the figure in figure basic and basic figure. It is here folder and basic figure here. And you see here the turbidity. We see the variation of turbidity all along the coast, and the turbidity is homogeneous in the area and higher near the coast. Now that we have seen how to make a map for one date, we will see a comparison between different dates to see the impact of Storm Daniel. So for this part, we will compare three dates. September 7, before the date, it is the same age here. September 12, just after the storm, and September 17, few days after the storm. First, we will create a plot function to simplify the code. Here, the name is mapping of the function. Um, the line is the same that we have seen here before, but you use this function to simplify the code and have a less code line. So we run the cells, and then we will plot the turbidity for the free date. P1 for the first date, P2 for the second, and P3 for. And then we create a figure with the three maps with a grid arrange that put the three map in the same figure. And then we save a figure in figure turbidity and free date. It takes a few time and you see the result. Um, Here it is the same figure that we see before, where the turbidity is homogeneous in the area and higher near the coast. But during the storm, you see a large plume here on the left, and you have other plume here uh, and here. And after the storm, 5 days after, you see already the plume, but is lower than during the storm. In addition, you see here a river that is not visible here. It is because of dams bursting. The river is more large, and you can see in this map. It is possible to make the same figure with a suspended meter, and you see that it is exactly the same that we see with the turbidity. There is a great similarity between the turbidity parameter and suspended particle. Now we will use Sentinel-2 data to see the impact on Storm Daniel. Sentinel-2 data are provided by the European Union's Copernicus program and collected by a pair of orbiting satellites, Sentinel-2A and Sentinel-2B. These data offer multispectral image of Earth's surface with a resolution ranging from 10 to 60 meters, covering 13 spectral bands and including visible and infrared. They enable analysis of land use agriculture monitoring, forest and aquatic ecosystem, or environmental change detection. And the frequent revisit is every 5 days for Sentinel-2 data. That is particularly valuable for environmental monitoring and management application. The data used for Sentinel-2 data are the same as for L4 product. It is September 7, 12, and 17. All data are already downloaded in data here. But when you download in via Wikio, you have a folder that is zip, and when we unzip the file, we have many folder and file inside them, and to have the same file that I put here, you can go on Granule uh, here and image data. Here, here you have the different resolution. We put 10 meters, and you see here the different bands. And we use the band 2, 3, and 4. So we will begin with the first date. So we put the folder and the name of the file. We load each band, so the band 4 for red, the band 3 for green and the band 2 for blue. And then to improving the visualization of the image, we use a stretch function, and then we stack the band to create a raster stack that is essential to see the image. We run the sales, take a few time, and then we plot the image with a plot RGB. We will put the band of red, the band of green, and the band of blue. It is the same uh, here. And we see here, you see the visualization with the true color. It is the color that if you take a picture directly on the satellite. And we will do the same manipulation over the two date to follow the impact of the food. So here we put the second date, the folder and name of the second date, and we do the same figure. And here you see the plume near the coast, so it is during the storm. Uh, you here the water is more green and green, and you see the plume here and near the coast. Uh, that is due against the inundation. And in the first date, the plume is less visible um, because suspended matter are less concentrated, and the plume disappear with time. The Sentinel-2 satellite imagery helps to provide information to analyze and understand the spread of the sediment plume. For example, here in Mediterranean Sea, due to inundation. Um, Thanks to the high resolution and spectral band covering both visible and infrared, um, this image make it possible to detect variation in water turbidity, revealing area impacted by the massive influx of sediment or debris. However, we see in the second and third image some cloud that alter visibility of a mask. This training is now finished. You have successfully completed the training. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy this training on turbidity due to inundation in Libya coast. You can try the dataset or modify the support to show other oceanographic phenomena if you want. Have a nice day and see you soon. Bye.